Hello everyone. In the sixth video of this dynamic programming problem solving series, I will go over my solution to the problem named longest regular bracket sequence. This problem is taken from a very old Codeforces contest, beta round number 5, and is rated 1900. I chose this problem to share an idea which is common in problems related to brackets, and that idea is the usage of stacks. So in this problem, we are given a string which has a length of less than or equal to 10 to the 6, and what we need to output is the length of the longest substring, which is a regular bracket sequence, and we also need to find the number of such substrings. So we need to output two integers, the length of the longest regular bracket sequence and the number of regular bracket sequences, and the regular bracket sequence must be a contiguous substring of the input. And you can check what a regular bracket sequence is, which is basically a bracket sequence in which you get a correct mathematical expression. So these are some examples of regular bracket sequences, and these are not regular. So let's look at the sample test cases. So in the first sample test case, we are given a string of length 14, and this is the string with these characters at the indices, and we need to output the correct answer for this test case would be 6 and 2, because there are two regular bracket sequences of length 6, and 6 is the maximum length of a regular bracket sequence, which is a substring of the input string. And in the sample test case, we are given a string which has no regular bracket sequences. So one additional thing which they have mentioned is that if there are no regular bracket sequences, then we need to output 0, 1. That's why in this second sample test case, the answer would be 0, 1, because there is no regular bracket sequence. So the length of the longest regular bracket sequence is 0, and there's only one such case. So let's look at the full solution. So in the full solution, let's consider this string from the first sample test case. So in this string, we found out that the two longest regular bracket sequences were from positions 1 to 6 and from positions 8 to 13. So let's see why they were regular bracket sequences. And the only condition for a substring being a regular bracket sequence is that condition for a substring to be a regular bracket sequence is that the number of open brackets should be equal to number of closed brackets, and at each position the number of open brackets should be greater than or equal to the number of closed brackets. And this basically means that at any point we can't have that the number of open brackets is less than the number of closed brackets. So this was the first idea on what a regular bracket sequence is. And the second idea is that how do we use a stack to verify if a given string is a regular bracket sequence. And the idea is that if you know about stacks, then the idea is that for each character that is an opening or closing bracket, what you should do is, if the character is opening, if the character is an opening bracket, then we push this index to the stack, and otherwise we pop off the last index from the stack. That's what we do normally to check if a given string is a regular bracket sequence. So let's try to use the same idea in finding the length of a regular bracket sequence. So the idea is that every time when we pop off the last index from the stack, what we actually get is, so let's take an example to consider this. Let's say that there was some characters before this opening bracket. Then let's say that our string looked like this. So this was our string, And so basically we are considering a substring, and the idea is that when we pop off the last index, so let's maintain a stack. So in this case our stack would look like, we are storing the indices, so let's say that this was 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So our stack we would push 0 to our stack, then we would add 1 to our stack, then once we encounter 2 we pop off 1 from our stack, then once we encounter 3 we add 3 to our stack, then we pop off 3 once we encounter this closing bracket. Similarly we push 5 and we pop off 5, and once we come to 7 we realize that the element which we are popping off is 0. So what this basically means that when we are popping off the last index from the top index from our stack, index j from our stack, and let's say our current index is I, this means that the substring I to j is a regular bracket sequence, and this is the main observation which we need to consider. And the reason why this is true is because of the second point which I made here, and this is how we verify a given string is a regular bracket sequence. We push elements, we pop off elements, and in the end if all elements have been paired and the stack is empty, then we say that the string is a regular bracket sequence. But in this case we just need a substring to be regular. So basically we know that j to I have all been paired up, and hence the substring from j to I is a regular bracket sequence. So based on these 3 points, let's define our dp state to be. So let dpi be the longest regular bracket sequence ending at position I. Hence the final answer is max over all dpi for all I from 1 to n, where n is the length of input string. So let's look at the transition before we look at the base case. So the idea for the transition is that I is, so let's say S is our string. So S of I is an closing bracket, and this is because every regular bracket sequence ends with a closing bracket. So that's the first point. And so dp of I will be defined only for closing bracket positions, and for them dp of I is just j minus I plus 1. So I mean I minus j plus 1 plus dp of j minus 1, where j is the top index of the stack. So what this basically means that is, we know that because j to I is a regular bracket sequence, and dp of j minus 1 gives the length of the longest regular bracket sequence ending at j minus 1, and hence when we concatenating the longest regular bracket sequence ending at j minus 1 with j to I gives the longest regular bracket sequence ending at I, and this is the main idea behind our dp solution. So we keep a stack in which we add opening brackets to the stack, and we pop off the elements when we get a closing bracket, and we update our dp values to be I minus j plus 1 plus dp of j minus 1, and this is because we know that j to I will be a regular bracket sequence, and dp of j minus 1 will give the length of a longest regular bracket sequence ending at j minus 1, and because we are considering substrings only, it needs to be contiguous. That's why we take dp of j minus 1 and not some other dp value for which is before j. That's all that's there in our dp solution. The only base case would be we would initialize all dp values to be 0, and then we would update them as we popped off elements from the stack. So I'll code the solution to make it more clear. So let's take a string s and let's assign n to be the size of s, and let's create a vector in which contains dp values, and initially all the dp values are 0, and then let's iterate over the elements. So for all I going from 0 to n minus 1, we would consider the character s of I. So if character c is a opening bracket, then we would just, so we also need a stack st, so we would push the index I to the stack and we would continue, because we know that knowing that dp of I is 0 because the index I is an opening bracket, and hence no regular bracket sequence ends at I. That's why we push the opening bracket to our stack and move on. And otherwise we would then we would need to check if our stack is empty. Even then we would continue, because we would take j to be the top of the stack only if the stack is not empty, only if stack is not empty. And then we would pop off the element j from the top of our stack, and then we would do dp of I is j minus I plus I minus j plus 1 plus dp of j minus 1. And here we need to be careful that dp of that j minus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. So that's why I would remove this over here. I mean an easier way to do this is just, if j is greater than or equal to 1, then we put dp of j minus 1, otherwise we put 0. So in one line we have taken care of the condition that j minus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. And so this would be our dp of I. And one additional thing which I forgot to mention is that we need to count the number of such substrings. So this is actually the exact same thing as our dp state. We would just need to maintain the length, and we would also maintain the count. Then what we would do is, if dp of I is greater than the length, greater than the max length, so length basically refers to max length of a regular bracket sequence and count of such longest regular bracket sequences. So if dp of I is greater than length, then we would do length to be dp of I, and we would initialize count to be 1. We have found only one RBS of length dp of I. If dp of I is equal to length, then count plus plus, because we have found another regular bracket sequence of length dp of I, or length, whichever one. And the reason why this works is because dp of I actually refers to the longest bracket sequence ending at I, and hence we can just increase count whenever we find a bracket sequence of the same length. And if we found a bracket sequence of a longer length, then we would reinitialize count to 1. And in the end, if we have length is 0, then we need to output 0 spaced with 1. And this is because they have said in the problem statement that if there are no regular bracket sequences, then we need to output 0, 1. Otherwise, we would just output length and count. So let's submit this solution to see that it gets accepted. So as you could see, the solution got accepted. So in this problem, we saw how stacks can be used to do more than just verify if a string is a regular bracket sequence. In this problem, there was only one DP state, but in the future videos, I'll be discussing solutions to problems which are more interesting and use more than one DP state. And do consider subscribing to my channel if you like the video. Thank you.